What's good? What's good? Mr. Funny Man 100. Ain't nothing funny, man. Always keep it 100. My vid right now is gonna be about, you know, do games really need multiplayer? Can someone be, justified with just spending $60 on a game that only has single player? Or is every game, or most games, maybe like 90% of these games, does it have to have multiplayer in it? Is it a must? Well, you look at games like God of War 3, which is great, beautiful, and then it really doesn't really need multiplayer. I don't know how they will put it in. Maybe it will be sort of like how Gears did it and Uncharted 2 did it, where you got waves and waves and waves of enemies coming at you, and you just gotta kill them and a certain amount of time, or see how many levels you could do without dying, or I don't know. I don't know how it will be done with God of War. And games like that really don't need multiplayer. But I'm hearing a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not gonna get it." Some people told me they're not gonna get God of War 3 because it doesn't have multiplayer. You're gonna ruin have a great experience with a game like God of War 3 because it doesn't have multiplayer. Are you serious? Come on. Multiplayer is fun and all, but let's not forget how gaming started. All right, it was all about a story. Maybe that's why a lot of people like certain games back in the days better because, or certain single player games because the stories were, they more focused on the story. They didn't have to worry about, adding on this multiplayer. And I think sometimes games just feel like they have to just add it on, especially shooters. Which I understand. If it's a shooter, you gotta have multiplayer in it. But it's always been, story mode first, then multiplayer. I've never, no game, no Call of Duty games, no, not Killzone 2, not Uncharted. I never went straight to the multiplayer. I know people who just buy Call of Duty 4 ran straight to the multiplayer. Who went and got Modern Warfare 2 went straight to the multiplayer. I like to play the story first. I like to see what the game has to offer. Then once I'm done with that, I go on the multiplayer and have fun with that. But it doesn't mean you know, it's a waste now. $60. I'm wasting it because there's a multiplayer. Nah, Uncharted 1 was great, and it didn't have multiplayer. I remember some reviews knocking it off, some points off because it didn't have multiplayer, and it's like, don't knock a game off for what it doesn't have. Just grade it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, fine, it didn't have multiplayer, but so what? There's so many games that doesn't have things in it. Or look what they did with Uncharted 2. Fine, they added the multiplayer, and but even without think about it, even without the multiplayer in Uncharted 2, I still think it would have won Game of the Year because it still had a crazy story. The dialogue, the acting, the gameplay, everything was incredible in Uncharted 2. And yeah, the multiplayer. To this day, I still play the multiplayer. I play it more than Modern Warfare 2. You know, I've been playing it more than Killzone 2. Killzone 2 had my attention for a while with the multiplayer. That was crazy. That was a beast right there. The story. I love the story. I love the gameplay. Everything with Killzone 2 was hot. You know, but that's the thing. Like people, let me know. Like, do games right now? Is it mandatory to have multiplayer? I mean, I don't even know if there's a real, is there a legit answer? I guess it depends. If a game doesn't have it, doesn't, a lot of people forget about the story mode and all about, about playing the game. Some people probably don't even buy games, to play the story. I know there's some people who didn't even get to finish Call of Duty 4 for like a few months because they just went straight to the multiplayer. You know, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I don't blame them. I understand it's hot, but I'm like, I guess I'm old school. I'm old school, man. I'm 27. I've been gaming since the Nintendo day. Even before that, I'm talking Atari. Atari 64 and stuff like that. Coleco. Maybe that was like, I don't know. Maybe it was not really in my time. That part. It's probably a little too young for that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm old school. I remember, when games didn't have, multiplayer, and it was all about the story. Nothing wrong with a good regular story. I like that. There's sometimes multiplayer you get frustrated. You feel like, oh my god, it's like a chore. You have to rank up instead of having fun with it. You feel like, oh my god, I have to rank up with the XP. I gotta do it quick before everyone gets. I gotta get this. I gotta upgrade to get that. And you feel like it's more of a chore than, and you don't even enjoy it. I like to play a good old single player game. Kick back, relax. Uncharted 2 was lovely. I took my time with it. I'm taking my time with God of War 3. Game is incredible. Game is sick. I don't know. Game of the year. Who knows? Year ain't over yet, but it's up there so far. So it's like that's my topic right now. Do games need multiplayer? Let me know. Hit me up. I mean, I say yes and no. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like an absolute must, because then you have games that the multiplayer sucks. You know, and it's like, it was stupid. You don't even need it. And it's like, could have just maybe focused more on the story mode and made that better. But they'll try to rush it, and that's why a lot of these story modes are like what 4, 5, 6 hours. You know, it's like, what happened to the nice long? I like a nice long adventure game. I guess I'm old school, like I said, but I like a nice long adventure game. You know, so anyway, hit me back. Let me know your comments. Hey, games like Uncharted 1, God of War 3, Heavenly Sword, great games, and then they have multiplayer. Just because they have multiplayer, what should have been what $40? I think they were worth $60. You know, so I mean, I don't know. What would God of War 3 do with the arrows? Like have a first person shooter arrow shooting match? I don't know, but I don't know, man. Let me know. Give me your answers. I'm making a few more vids later on, so I'm gonna holla at y'all. Mr. Funny Man.